Hey, how's it going? It's Walsh here, sick as always. Welcome to episode 37 of my Ruthless SSFRN Acropolis League. As you can see in the background here, I am leveling a new character. We'll talk more about that in a second. I do just want to say, over this weekend, I have come up with a plan. I do know what I'm farming for now, and to be honest with you, as long as I have a goal, I can keep going. No grind is too long, assuming I have a goal. Anyway, I really hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you near the end. So I have re-rolled into an Inquisitor. We are playing Blade Vortex. I'm fully converted to cold right now. Eventually, I think I'd like to do like 50-50 fire and cold, but I might never get around to that. The main reason I wanted to play this character is just to have an alternative farmer to the, Lightning Trap of Sparkings, which don't get me wrong, the Assassin is freaking amazing. It clears better than any character I've made in the last two leagues. The bossing is great. But to be honest with you, I just wanted to play something else, and I miss Herald of Ice. Anyway, we hit maps at a pretty decent time, 4 hours 59, 49 minutes. The plan is to use the Cane of Kulamok that I have. I really wanted to make use of either the Low Life Belt or the Kulamok this league. I don't know, it's just like something I don't really get to use very often, and I just kind of wanted to like see what I could fit with it. But before that, the mapping did feel really nice, especially in tight quarters like this. Herald of Ice is pretty amazing. I did hit level 68, switched over to Kulamok, and to be honest with you, it's kind of awesome. Also have a nice helmet here that gives me area damage and flat fizz. Here's the cane right here. The modifiers aren't anything crazy, but what I'm using it for is to automatically use Vortex, so I can use Bone Chill, which you already know what that does. And on top of that, I'm automatically using my Assassin's Mark, which granted isn't a big deal, but I mean, hey, free spells are free spells. As you can see here, it feels pretty amazing, or at least it looks amazing to me. And of course, having the Herald of Ice, like I said earlier, just makes everything feel even better. The single target feels great. Correct. The clear speed feels nice. I do feel pretty squishy. I will say, if you're looking to play this character, because like if you're like me and you love Blade Vortex, I would highly recommend you play this as an occultist for a couple of reasons. One, you never have to worry about enemies regenning, which is pretty huge. And two, it's way easier to go down the far right side of the tree and get spell suppression. And spell suppression on this character would feel absolutely incredible. However, the Inquisitor feels really nice to play, and I think there are other ways to solve that issue. It's just spell suppression feels so nice. I bricked my Venter's ring, but to be fair, that ring did pay for itself. But I was hoping maybe I could hit something cool on it. And right after that, I killed my gloves because everything is dying. On the bright side, though, we do have a swap. I mean, I'm not going for anything crazy. It's just like if I could get the one-handed axe that gives you 10 rage, I would absolutely try to make a nice one-handed sword. And maybe we could re-roll Cleave a Rage and just see how far we could take it. But I was thinking, like, oh, if I just farm Cyrus for a while, maybe I can get his sword. But then I was informed that you can't get his sword except for on Uber Cyrus now, so that is not going to happen. At least not for a long time, and definitely not in this league. Anyway, had a Katarina fight, but of course she was toxic and gave me trash. But she was nice enough to have a 30 fusing craft in her hideout, which we're going to try on the Cyrus shards. And we failed. To be fair, if that 5 linked, I might consider using it. I mean, maybe not, though. You'd probably just have to have it. Here's what. If it 5 links, I'll double corrupt it and try to, like, tainted fusing. Actually, do I even have a tainted fusing? I don't know. It didn't 5 link, so it doesn't matter. If I did get it 6 linked at some point, I would definitely roll with it. I got Profane Proxy, which is pretty sick. So now if I have a character that's using Skitter Boss, I could try to auto curse or something like that. I mean, I might not need it anymore at this point in the league, but you never know. My next character might need it. I'm going to be honest with you. There's a couple of characters I might roll into, but as always, it depends on what kind of gear I find. Anyway, went back to doing some Alva temples. This character feels amazing in maps. I just run through the maps, everything's blowing up around and dying, and the visual effects of Herald of Ice and Herald of Ash combined feel pretty amazing. And not to mention they make some very satisfying sounds. Got Uberlab done, so now my crits ignore enemy resist, which is pretty fantastic. And I got 10% quality on one of my BVs. So the plan, of course, is to get that to 20% and try to hit 21. Here's the thing, if the alternate Blade Vortex hits 21, but I don't get the Val variant, it's still good because I could just switch to that gem if I'm ever doing like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever going to try Maven on this character, but if I ever did, I would definitely need at least a 21 gem. That's a that's a pretty solid jewel. What the hell? I really need to get some more health on this character. I'm really considering dropping a couple damage auras for Grace, but to be honest with you, I really don't think Grace is gonna save me very much. My evasion's pretty bad. But Arctic Armor is pretty nice. I mean, it lets me get some Fizz mitigation when I'm standing still. Plus, being immune to being frozen is always nice. I am able to do tier 14s, as you see here, but like it's just a little more dangerous. Is that a Val Grace? I have found like 5 Grace gems in either 2 or 3 determinations, but I have not found a Hatred. I have not found a Wrath or a Tempest Shield. I actually haven't even found a Malevolence this league, which is kind of funny because normally I have like 5 or 6 of them just lying around. And I'm not saying I definitely would play a dot build, but I'm definitely not going to play one if I don't get the aura. So hopefully I get it. That way I can at least have the option. I am doing some more tier 14s. Got another Tempest, or Tempest. Got another Temple done here, which has a Tempest in it. And pretty much nothing else, which dropped pretty much nothing. But even if you have a bad Temple, they still give you really good XP, so I'm not complaining. Anyway, doing some more mapping. I keep hovering between like tier 11 and tier 15, just going in that wide range. The thing is, like, I have no issue killing the maps. I can kill all the mobs and everything like that. But in higher tier zones, sometimes I just get blasted by like 15 skeleton archers off screen, which is pretty terrifying and one of the big downsides to BV, because you're pretty much a melee skill outside, of course, the BV or the Val Blade Vortex. Hit level 80, decided to do a little bit of delving just to see how it felt. And to be honest with you, this character is pretty good at delving. Feels pretty nice. It's a little scary if you get a big pack of bats shooting at you, but normally it's fine. I am so happy I re-rolled into this character. I was not having fun with Arc at all. This build feels so much better, does so much more damage, the mapping is more fun, and I don't die nearly as often. Decided to try the Minotaur on this character because I had like no XP anyway. The map itself was a joke. I just walked through and everything died around me, which is exactly what you want for a Blade Vortex character. The Minotaur didn't take me too long to kill, but I did die twice. The rocks almost one-shot me, and his big overhead slam did one-shot me, so I don't know what I expected. I don't know why I was just standing there tanking things, but that's just kind of how I live my life. I am very happy that I was able to even kill a Guardian at all. I mean, granted, for most characters, killing a Guardian isn't a big deal, but yeah, remember, we're on Ruthless, and we're not playing exactly the strongest characters here. Blade Vortex, I will say, if you're looking for another character to roll this league, it's pretty fun. It's a nice little puzzle build where there's so many different routes you can take with your character, so many choices you can actually make, and every time you play it, it's just going to feel a little bit different. I would highly recommend Occultist or Inquisitor. I think they are both very good. I personally think Assassin would be the most fun because getting elusive is hilarious, and having elusive with Blade Vortex would just be awesome. I think I would definitely like to try going Assassin at one point. I don't really know what like variation I would do, but not Poison. I really don't like playing Poison. It was pretty much the meta for like a billion years on PoE, and even now it's still crazy strong. So I kind of try to stay away from it, except with bows. Like Scourge Arrow, I like that skill. I think that's pretty fun, but that's a very hard skill to get going. Anyway, I did get a tier 11 Untainted Paradise, which is pretty sick. I went from 13% to 58, and I am not going to complain about that. Did a little bit of tier 16 farming, hit level 82. The maps are kind of dangerous, mostly because like if you hit an all flame that's really scary, the mobs just become terrifying. And of course, on top of that, the Eldritch monsters are terrifying on their own. But I went back down to tier 11 for a little while just to do some safe farming. I don't know. I don't really know what the plan is right now. I think I'm just gonna relax on this character, maybe farm some tier 13s, some tier 14s for a little while. But oh yeah, blueprint. I do want to go back to the assassin character and do some like crazy juiced up maps. You know, use bold undertakings and just try to get a bunch of currency. Maybe get some gear for the BV character. The Inquisitor has been pretty lucky, to be honest with you. My Alvas keep giving me double corrupts, or I mean, I had that one really bad temple, but I keep getting ghost rooms and double corrupts and whatnot. So I'm really not gonna complain. The single target usually feels pretty good, but every once in a while, like you hit a monster that just like takes you a good 10-15 seconds to kill, but it doesn't happen too often. Got a nice temple here, a double corrupt and a swap, which is pretty much the dream. Unfortunately, we failed on the swap, but I mean, what are you gonna do? I swapped over to the Assassin to run the Ghost Room and most of this temple because I really don't want to delete all my XP. I would just like to level up on the Inquisitor right now. And didn't get anything good, but I mean a couple uniques for free. And time to hopefully not delete a Devotos. And it's deleted. Okay, moving on. Maybe I can get lucky and hit a 21 Zealotry. Not that that's amazing, but... Okay, it didn't D-level. No big deal. Going for a little bit of crafting here, and the first alchemy I used was insane. So that ring is staying like that for the rest of the league. 60 life, some mana, tier 2 life regen, 2 resist. I cannot complain. Anyway, back to the Inquisitor, hit level 83. We're leveling up pretty quickly on this build. I do die every once in a while, like you're going to see here. It's mostly to me just stopping and like about to pick something up, or I'm looking at something, and then I just die randomly. But as you can see, like right there, sometimes I just get one shot. To be honest with you, I'm not even sure what killed me there. Maybe I get hit by like 5 things at once. But at the end of the day, even if I die, I can always just jump back in the portal and pick up my money. I absolutely love every time I double a currency box like this. Even though it's not a lot of like currency, like it's a lot of transmutes and whatever, it just feels nice to pick up a nice collection of like 10, 15 currencies. It's just nice, every once in a while. Anyway, I got another Skitterbots gem, which doesn't really help me, but I'll take it. Hey, if you made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I am level 83. I pretty much stopped at the last clip and took a little break and made this video. Character feels really nice. We have no armor or evasion, which is pretty rough. No spell suppression, which is pretty bad. But don't worry, I have 41% chance to block attacks, which that's defense, right? This is definitely not my tankiest character ever, but it still feels really nice to map with. The damage is really good, and it feels really nice to automatically be casting Vortex and Assassin's Mark, and they have life tap, so they don't even drain from my mana pool, which is always pretty cool. And we're running 3 Heralds, which I pretty much never get to do, like, ever. And, yeah, I have Discord Artisan, because why not? I will say I'm probably going to drop the Heart of Ice Wheel. It's like 6 points. I really don't think it's worth it. I don't know if I could get more damage value for those 6 points, but I'm really hoping I get some more defense. I pretty much have every single health node I could take. I'm only missing this one right here. I could probably get another mastery maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with this character. I'm definitely going to change it up a little bit, but so far it feels really good. I have been working on my stockpile of currency. We are back up to 40 chromatics when I was all the way down to 0. Long way away from my like 115 I had, but we're getting there slowly but surely. I do have a couple of crafts I'm working on to reroll into another character, but I do want to stick on this character and the assassin for a while, maybe all of next week or most of next week, just to build currency, level this character up, see how far we can take it. This helmet is absolutely insane. Tier 1 conk effect for that 25% area damage, and tier 1 flat fizz, which feels pretty incredible. Anyway, on top of that, I might swap out Carcass Jack, because to be honest with you, if I used like the crab armor or something like that, like my god. I mean, granted, like, it looks like crazy mitigation compared to this, which it is, but it's not going to help me against any big slams or anything like that. But it might keep me alive from like a swarm of tiny things. I don't know. I might not switch just because the AoE feels really good, but I'm considering it. I did swap out my belt for quite a while. I was using this right here for the cold leech and the cold damage. But I honestly, at this point, I just need more life. Like, look at this. Look at that. 304 HP, man. That's a lot. Anyway, I'm going to go back to doing some farming. Probably going to chill around some, like, I don't know, 13s and 14s. Maybe go a little higher. I did switch my tree just a little bit. Right now, I took off Prospero's Wager. Because I am not farming for tier rating right now, I just need more chance and scarcity. And other than that, I have the corruption nodes. But once I'm above tier 14, I'll be sticking to this tree. And I have once again gone for oils and blight. 1, blight gives me a lot of XP. It also gives me a lot of loot. But 2, and more importantly, I need oils. Not for this character. Like, I have some oils, and I don't need it for this build. But the next character, I'm going to need some oil. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.